Howdy do, my name's Amethyst, and LEGO revealed a lot of summer waves in the last couple of weeks, and I've got a lot to say about them. Our first theme is Disney, which mixes the princesses with Mickey Mouse, and first up is Mickey's Castle Defenders, and this one has really grown on me. Despite being a small-scale castle, the exterior looks complete, and the interior looks like it's got all the essentials. But I also love the little details, like the return of the horse from Medieval Blacksmith, the amazing minifigure outfits, and the adorable little dragon. Up next is Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy's Fairground Fun, and this one looks relatively packed. Just like that one Toy Story 4 set, we've got another roller coaster that looks more like a merry-go-round. But I do love the rest of the additions, like the Ferris wheel, hot dog stand, and test your strength machine. Last up is Mickey and Minnie's camping trip, and this one I'm actually considering getting. The car and caravan itself is very eye-catching, even if it's a few chunky pieces, and I like the rare novelty of Minnie Mouse in jeans. But this set is mainly my excuse to get Pluto in a more affordable set, since he is missing in my collection. Now it's time we move on to the princesses, starting with Anna and Olaf's Castle Fun, our last 4+ set of the wave. To be honest, this one doesn't impress me as much because the castle looks too small in comparison to the Mickey Mouse one, but I do love the exclusive horse and what looks like an exclusive Anna mini doll. They look like they're worth the money. Finally, we have Cinderella and Prince Charming's castle, which looks pretty nice if I do say so myself. It's not necessarily the biggest castle we've gotten, but it does look sizable, and I adore the sparkly roof pieces. The mini doll selection is also fantastic, because we get the debut of Lady Tremaine and an excellent take on the prince. Now we move on to Marvel Studios, starting with I Am Groot, and this already looks like an improvement over last January's buildable Iron Man. Baby Groot translates really well into the buildable figure format, and he looks highly posable and superbly detailed. I'd probably say the biggest turn-off would be his face, which I think looks both cute and creepy at the same time. Outside of Groot, we also get an amusing display pack that only says I am Groot, and an awesome mixtape that might fool people into thinking it's not LEGO. Last up is the Iron Man Armory, the third in a successful formula of sets, and the first to be themed around Iron Man 2. This looks like the same old thing in the best way imaginable, and I'm sure it can combine successfully with the other two sets. We also get a few side builds, including some robo-tools, a fantastic sports car, and the Stark Expo blueprints. However, the minifigure selection is a bit hit and miss. I like seeing a multitude of exclusive characters like Whiplash and War Machine, as well as an exclusive Mark 25 suit, but the rest are recycled from other sets, and most of them don't work that well in context to Iron Man 2. But the most noteworthy thing about this set is the brand new helmet, which maintains the smoothness of the 2017 comic book one, whilst implementing the opening function from the original MCU version. Now it's time to focus on original themes, starting with Creator 301, and our first set is the Sunken Treasure Mission, and if you love brick-built animal sets, this one's pretty dope. Personally, I'm not into them, but that is one superbly designed octopus, and the submarine could give the LEGO City ones a run for their money. But the alternative builds for the lobster and manta ray also look quite nice, and I think they stand on equal grounds with the octopus. Last up is the Downtown Noodle Shop, and this thing is magnificent! The exterior looks lively and imaginative, and the interior makes the most out of a cramped space. I also love the ice cream vehicle that's also included. We also get two small but equally good looking alternative builds for an arcade and a bike shop. For LEGO City, we'll start things off with the farm sets, because for those who are long-time devotees, this is pretty much a big deal since we haven't had a farm sub-wave since spring 2009. First up is the Chicken Hen House, a small set that does what it says on the box. Granted, there's only 2 chickens, but the coop looks a little roomy, and there's enough eggs to feel satisfactory. The only weird thing about this set is the inclusion of an ATV, which looks a little too fast and extreme for the quaint farming lifestyle. Next up is my favourite set of the farm selection, the Farmer's Market van, and I just love the personality that's oozing in this vehicle. The concept alone is very refreshing, and the vehicle itself is vibrant and bursting with details. But the set also functions as a fruit and vegetable parts pack, and there's even a cute side build containing freshly grown berries and a brand new corn on the cob piece. Last but not least is the barn and farm animals, and I've got a lot to say about this one. I can imagine it getting a lot of hate just for being a 4+ set, but I think the hate will be highly undeserving. Sure, the greenhouse is really small and the barn looks really boxy, but the latter looks quite nice, and it gives me a lot of Fabuland vibes. But animal collectors will be in for a treat, as this set is jam-packed with farmyard critters and their respective cubs. Not only do we get a brand new cow, we also get the return of the sheep from the Mickey Mouse farm, accompanied by a brand new wool piece. Up next is the rest of the train sub-theme after a promising start of the freight train, starting with the Passenger Express train, and I absolutely adore this design. To be honest, I'm not really into the colour green, but the lime and black really pops on this train. Plus I really dig the duck beak-like driver's compartment. But I really love the fact that one of the minifigures is on a wheelchair, because that can mean this train is accessible to the physically disabled. The last train set to talk about is the train station, and I like the fact that this one implements the road plate system because it makes it feel fresh. But I love that it doesn't consume a lot of the piece count, making the train tracks the real star of the set. I also love that the station itself looks pretty spacious despite the smaller scale that buildings under the road plate system tend to have. The only thing confusing about this set is that it includes a bus, which despite looking pretty good, feels unnecessary in a set designed for trains. Our next sub-theme is stunts, making its return after a promising debut last year, and this wave is pushing the set designers to their limits. Not only are the stunt bikes returning, we also get stunt challenge sets, which looks like they offer some interesting obstacles. But we also get big sets that offer an interesting loop-de-loop build that gives me Hot Wheels vibes, and I love the animal-themed obstacles, with one of them reminding me of the Great Devourer from Ninjago. Now we move on to a sub-theme that is being introduced for the first time, which is the missions. This trio works as a way to integrate building with a story told on an app, and I'd imagine this keeping kids glued a lot more than what LEGO Video offered. Now it's time for some random one-offs, starting with the electric scooters and charging dock, which looks like a cute accessory pack that's littered with useful pieces. Up next is the Space Ride amusement truck, a unique and fresh concept we've never had before. I love the fact that one whole intergalactic ride can fit in this truck, making it look complete and playable. The foldable tracks keep the ride intact, and I like this because it prevents the complete faff of constantly disassembling and reassembling the set. The last set I want to mention is the grocery store, and I'll just put this on my list of must-grab road plate sets because we have never had such a concept before. I mean, yeah, this isn't the biggest building, but the inclusion of food shelves and a checkout feels like enough to satisfy me. The vehicle side builds are mostly fine, but I like how small they are because they don't take too much of the piece count. But the minifigure selection is to die for, because the Pea in a Pod costume from the CMFs returns, a little girl dons the trans flag colours, and one minifigure has an amazing prosthetic leg. Now it's time to travel to Heart Lake City with the rest of the LEGO Friends wave, starting with the Pony Washing Stable, the first 4+ set. I like the simplicity of this build, and it serves as a cheap way to get a pony for collectors. The next 4+ set is the Ice Cream Truck, and this vehicle is much better than the Pet Ambulance. I personally think that the open roof format works better here because it makes the immersive play significantly easier. Our small set outside the 4+ branding is the Mobile Fashion Boutique, and it really lives up to its name. I love the fact that it manages to include all the essential fashion items in one small package, even to the point where it has a stool for customers to sit on. Our first sizable vehicle set is the Horse Show trailer, and it is big and beautiful at the same time. I mean, the trailer itself is just jaw-droppingly gorgeous, thanks to those lush colours and spacious interiors, which are bursting with little details. Up next is the recycling truck, and it is one damn nice vehicle. I love how balanced the color palette is, with it going for a realistic direction whilst maintaining the friend's identity. The last vehicle is Stephanie's sailing adventure, and it is a large and lovely vehicle. Not only does it look compact and detailed on the outside, it's also got a cozy interior that feels lived in and very relaxing. Our first scenery set is the Heart Lake City Pizzeria, and this one might be my least favourite set of the wave. Don't get me wrong, I love that all three builds make up all the essentials for a pizzeria, but sometimes I can't tell if the main build needs a little more in its interior. Up next is Surfer Beach Fun, and this is a pretty busy set if I do say so myself. The various builds complement the beach setting quite nicely, and I love that various water-related activities can be squeezed in. Up next is the Organic Farm, and this one looks so inviting. I just love the cozy colours on this building, and it captures the business of farm life quite well. The interior also looks pretty spacious, and a heavy amount of side builds makes the natural scenery more immersive. Up next is the Roller Disco Arcade, and this set is an ear-bleeding eye-catcher. I love the vibrant colours that drench the whole building, and the fact that it can be folded makes it even better. But the interior is just full of games and activities that just liven the scenery and keeps the imaginative play alive. Up next is Mia's Wildlife Rescue, and this building is quite a sight. The white and orange colour palette gels pretty nicely, and there's plenty of interior space for fossils and other animal studies. But this set is a guaranteed seller just for the inclusions of a giraffe and a zebra, which steal the set from the main build. Up next is the Water Park, and whilst this is a good set, I'm a little torn about the content. I mean, it does pack in a lot of features like water slides, a snack bar, a toilet, and a pool, but the whole thing gives me Marriott Hotel swimming pool vibes, so I'm wondering if it should be renamed as such. And last but not least is Emma's Art School, the set I completely predicted thanks to Olivia's Space Academy and Andrea's Theatre School. Once again, I love the modular design of this set, and it looks very grand and luscious on the outside. But I especially love that the interiors left a lot of room for various artistic activities, like photography, pottery, and textiles. Now it's time to cover the Ninjago Summer Wave, starting with the only core set, the Ninja Dragon Temple. Ninjago doesn't usually have the best 4+ sets, and this one is no exception, but I do think the boxy temple is quite charming. The Serpentine bike actually looks pretty good, but the dragon looks distractingly undersized, with its head being the only standout piece. Now it's time to cover the crystallized sets, starting with the vehicles, and Jay's Golden Dragon motorbike certainly lives up to its name. In fact, there's a lot more gold than there is blue. Anyway, the bike itself does look pretty cool, but it ultimately serves as a cheap way to get the gold dragon wings that the ninja are equipped with throughout the wave. Up next is Cole's Dragon Cruiser, and this one at least maintains the traditional colours of its ninja driver. The car's main gimmick is two large retractable blades, which look like they work fine enough. Up next is Zane's Golden Dragon Jet, and I like the animalistic design of this vehicle. It looks slick and sharp, as well as being littered with blades. But it also nicely balances the gold colours with Zane's trademark white and blue colours, making both feel equally important. The last vehicle is Kai's Gold Dragon Raider, and this one looks downright ridiculous in the best way possible. It almost looks like a four-wheeled rhino. I can't help but love such insanity. And just like Cole's Dragon Cruiser, it has retractable blades that look like they work fine. Our good guy mech is Nia's Samurai X mech, and wow. Just wow! I mean, with those eye-popping colours, bombastic armor pieces, and giant swords, this looks like it came straight out of Power Rangers. Hell, this might be one of my favourite mech sets of the year, alongside Creator's Super Robot and Ninjago's Ultra Combo mech. Our bad guy mech is the Crystal King, and he is a unique specimen. I mean, I don't think we have ever had a mechanical centaur before, and it looks pretty sturdy and compact so far. Our traditional temple is the Temple of the Crystal King, and I'm just gonna say it, this thing is tall. I like the fact that it consists of two builds, with one of them being a stairway to a door, and the other being a centerpiece with a throne on top. But most interesting of all is the inclusion of the golden weapons of Spinjitzu. each sporting brand new molds. Our last set is the traditional winged beast, Lloyd's Ultra Gold Dragon, and this beast is an eyesore in the best way. I mean, this animal looks pretty big and sturdy, but I especially love the distinct features of each of the 4 heads. Before we move on to the next theme, I just want to bring up the minifigures because they are interesting. The Ninja sports 3 sets of armor, and I personally don't care for the gold outfits. The dragon wings are an interesting component, but my favourite ninja outfits here are the ones that are primarily their traditional colours. The villains are definitely interesting here, ranging from returning antagonists to sharp and vibrant hot pink Fenchstone warriors. And the Crystal King himself is a curious looking 4-armed menace that I can't wait to learn about in the TV series. Now we go from one Asian oriented action theme to the next, starting with Monkey Kid's Team Van, and this vehicle is absolutely insane. It pretty much looks like a 4-wheeled version of the Team Exploration HQ, mainly due to everything stacked on top of the van. I especially love the giant Mo pieces, and the interior looks very homey. The set also comes with 3 tiny vehicles that add the right amount of extra excitement. Up next is the Dragon of the East, and it looks like I might add one more to my dragon menagerie. From what I can see, this looks like a mechanical behemoth that looks superbly detailed despite its medium size. The small builds mainly consist of vehicles which aren't as nice but fuel the imagination for kids playing with it. As for the minifigure selection, I love the underwater gear for our heroes and villain, but Pink Hair over here is really intriguing me. I hope his inclusion in the TV series best explains who he is. Last up is the Heavenly Realms, and I don't have the words. This set is beautiful. I thought the City of Lanterns would be the best Monkey Kid playset, but this is a whole new level of breathtaking. It's big, it's spacious, it looks very relaxing, and I just love the fabric cloud pieces that decorate the set. But the minifigure selection also adds to the mythical world building, mainly through the inclusion of the Heavenly Lord of Tao and its virtue himself, Taishang Laozhan. Now it's time to cover a one-off set based on an area at Legoland theme parks, and this Mythica set is quite a doozy. I'll admit, the brick-built winged lion isn't as smooth as our newest creator animal or our costlier Ninjago dragon, but it's still beautiful nonetheless. I especially love how much the white and blue colours just pop on this beast, and we also have this dope looking gate and these adorable unicorn and flytrap builds to complement it. That's pretty much all I have to say about these various summer waves. It's a lot of ground to cover, but it does show off what looks like a very exciting summer season that I can't wait to indulge in. Anyway, that's all for now. Tell me which set is your favourite in the comments below, and thanks for watching.